Hello, I'm Jesse with American Radon Mitigation. Here in Minnesota, we are subject to some very cold temperatures in the winter, and one of the downsides to having a radon system that's on the side of the house, aside from it being super duper ugly, is that it's susceptible to freeze up. Now, we have started offering heat cable to our customers as a way to try to alleviate that, but it's best practice just to have it located in the attic where all the pipe can be insulated and everything. But if that's not the case and you're watching this video, it's probably because you suspect that your radon system is frozen. So I want to show you what happens to the manometer when that is the case. So I was working on a job in La Crosse last February, and it was really cold. I was there for 3 days. And we didn't install the system, and I was there just to try to get the radon levels lower. So we ended up doing some additional work there. But the YouTube started out at like 4 inches. In this instance, I've got it set up and we're at about 0.8 inches of static pressure. So this is 0.8 inches above zero. Anyways, back to La Crosse. So it started out around 4. System was hardly moving any air. Monday it was around 4. Tuesday I saw it start to drop a little bit more. It was around 3. And then Wednesday, the last day, it dropped all the way to 0. So what had happened is the pipe in the attic and up on the roof started to freeze. So it starts at the top, I think, and you'll start to get ice on the inside of the pipe, just like a artery starts to clog. And as it stays cold, that ice will start to choke down and choke down and choke down. And what had happened on that system, I had to cut all that pipe apart. It was leaking anyways, but there was just a tiny little hole left in the opening of that pipe. And then if I remember correctly, the top, the pipe where it went through the roof was totally covered, and none of that pipe was insulated, nothing in the attic. And it was frozen all the way down to the garage ceiling. So everything above the garage ceiling was frozen. So we ended up replacing it, insulated and everything. But anyways, back to the manometer. Our initial static pressure here, again, is 0.8. And I'm just going to simulate what is going to happen when that starts to freeze. So as I put my hand over it, we're moving less air, and you'll see that manometer start to go down. So now we're around 1/2 inch of static pressure. We're still moving air, we're still getting some radon reduction. We've probably lost some areas, some pressure field extension in parts of the home. Maybe we're not reaching the corners anymore. So we might see those radon levels start to creep up, but we've still got decent airflow. Now let's say the cold continues and we get more blockage. You see now it's closer to 0. We still got a little bit of airflow. We're probably not reaching much, and you might see those radon levels start to climb if you have a radon monitor. And then when you totally block it, you're gonna see 0 on your YouTube manometer. In this case, the fan is still good. It doesn't need a fan replacement, but the YouTube is telling you that there's no airflow. So before you call for a fan replacement, you wanna make sure that it's not just frozen. And if it's 20 below out and it's been 20 below for several days, it might be the case that you just have a frozen system, especially if it's outside on the side of the house, or if it's routed through like the garage, and there's a lot of horizontal runs that aren't insulated. Those are going to be much more susceptible to freeze up. So I hope that's helpful. Please consider subscribing. And until next time, I'm Jesse with American Radon. Thank you so much for watching.